America's Northeast Corridor is where two of the hottest teams in MLS Next Pro collide. CT United, winners of 3 consecutive, welcome Columbus Crew 2, unbeaten in 9 straight matches. Welcome inside Reese Stadium and the Nutmeg State of Connecticut, along with our broadcast team, Jake Griffith. Glad to have you alongside us. Well, Connecticut United, they've used this 3-match purple patch to thrust themselves into the playoff conversation. Right now, in 9th position, to perhaps become the first independent team to qualify for MLS Next Pro's playoffs in their inaugural season. As for Columbus Crew 2, a win today would tie them for the 3rd longest unbeaten stretch in MLS Next Pro history. A chance to take a look at how these sides line up. First for the home side of CT United. The Coy Wolves, under the direction of manager Shavar Thomas, going with a 4-3-3. They make 2 personnel changes. No Ernesto Gomez, he is away on international duty, and that's crucial for Shavar Thomas's bunch. He's been a real metronome in the midfield, but you look at this shape, the 4-3-3, it allows you to create a lot of central overloads. The 3 midfielders can at times outmatch a 2-man midfield, allowing a team to dominate possession, and that's something at CT United they don't do a lot of, just 45% possession, but when they are in control of the ball, they're able to really dictate the tempo of contests to their opposition. It's something they did so well in their win against Red Bull New York. They really dictated the tenor of that match. As for Columbus Crew 2 and manager Federico Higuain, they go with a 5-4-1. They make 4 personnel changes, including in net. Stanislav Lapkus will make just his 3rd MLS Next Pro start of the year. Was loaned out to USL League One side Sarasota Paradise, recalled in May, never made an appearance in League One, has played 180 minutes so far this season. As for the shape of the 5-4-1, well, immediately what comes to mind, defensive stability. And this is a Columbus Crew 2 team who through large junctures of the season, have been very stable defensively, including in their last match against Philadelphia Union. Didn't concede much ground, kept Philadelphia Union out of goal en route to a 2-0 contest. But we talked about that midfield for CT United. Well, the 5-4-1, it's going to get crowded. Columbus wants to make it chaotic in the midfield. They feel like that could potentially swing the match in their favor by going in this 5-4-1 shape. All set to go here at Reese Stadium on the campus of Yale. Lauren Aldrich is our center referee on the right side of your screen. It'll be Columbus in the road black kits, CT United in the light purple. 3rd and final matchup of 2026 between these teams, and it's been Columbus who's enjoyed the most success against the Coy Wolves this year. Won both matchups prior to this fixture. Beat CT United 3-1 in the first ever meeting earlier this year back in April. Followed that up with a 2-1 win against CT United. However, 5 of the 5 goals that have been scored this year by Columbus against Connecticut, 3 of them coming off the boots of Zach Zenge, who is no longer with this club for the duration of 2026. Was loaned out to St. Louis City SC and their MLS Next Pro affiliate, St. Louis City 2, earlier this month. O'Neal Taylor, his only goal of his professional career so far came against CT United. Kevin Bombley, who has 3 goals in his last 4 matches, also has a goal to his credit against Connecticut. Both teams set to go on a beautiful Sunday evening in America's Northeast. Lauren Aldrich sounds the whistle. The ball is rolling here at Reese Stadium, and that means we are underway in this Match Week 21 fixture. 2 potential playoff teams here in 2026. Columbus Crew just 1 point off the pace as that ball thumped out of play of now Eastern Conference leaders Crown Legacy, who picked up a win on Friday, 3-0, against Red Bull New York 2, the defending champions. Something that CT United can relate to coming in off the win against the Baby Bulls of Red Bull New York 2. Got a late winner from Dylan Lacey in 90+8 second half stoppage time to complete his brace. En route to Player of the Match Week honors. And it's not just two teams that come in on quite the torrid pace in terms of wins and unbeaten stretches. Both teams finding themselves with Player and Rising Star of the Match Week honors. Here's Prince 4-4 who will go forward with it. Jamil Danjaji grabbing Rising Star of the Match Week honors, opened his professional account against Philadelphia Union last match week. Here is CT United and Robbie Morrow. They'll play it forward. Barnabas Tanyi on it. Now Lacey spins it wide to Monis. Whiffs on the shot. Van Hees' effort back across goal. Thumped clear by Columbus. Out it goes, and it will be a throw-in for the visitors from Columbus, Ohio. It's been a big weekend so far for the Columbus Crew organization. Got a win last night in Hell is Real at MLS ranks over their rivals FC Cincinnati. Owen Prestis, Chase Adams, they were on the bench Saturday night in that 2-1 win. As was Tarun Karamanchi, the MLS Super Draft pick who recently made his MLS debut against NYCFC, got the start and played 63 minutes. The layoff underneath was looking for O'Neal Taylor. Now back along the end line. Javar Stevenson trying to straddle the stripe and instead runs out of room and concedes the corner to Columbus. Wanting to move quickly with it is O'Neal Taylor, and doing so successfully, finding Nico Rincon. Rincon flashes this in, driven clear. Agostoni will put a left foot into that one and drive it all the way back down. And that forces Columbus and Rui Auki, the former Vermont Catamount, to put that out of play, quickly put back in play. And Gunther Rankenberg will corral it in. Rankenberg getting his 13th start in net for CT United this season. 43 saves, moving ever so closer to that top 5 individually in saves in MLS Next Pro. Luke Pruder, who not starting today in net for Columbus. He occupies that 5th and final spot. Rogers lays it off. There's Auki, 10th appearance, 9th start, rather 7th start of 2026. Driven out of play, and that is where Andre Applewhite will have the throw in for CT United. Mentioned it a moment ago, the win against Red Bull New York 2 started fast, got a goal from Dylan Lacey in the 2nd minute, the earliest goal they've scored in 2026. Got a goal in 90+8, tied for the latest goal they've scored. This off the half volley, and the first save made by Stanislav Lapkus, quickly thrust into action. It's a good probing ball forward. Dippolito running on the other end of it, letting it take a bounce off the turf before striking that. There's been no shortage of offense these last few weeks for CT United. 18 combined goals scored in the last 630 minutes of play for Connecticut United, and that has coincided with them taking 20 of a possible last 27 points entering this match week. You juxtapose that against the first possible 27 points of 2026. They took just 8. Was able to settle with the chest. Now that ball swung forward, glanced along by CT United, and repossessed by Columbus Crew 2. champions of MLS Next Pro in the inaugural campaign in 2022. Now back wide, here's 4-4. Rolls it laterally across the area and knocked clear. Columbus Crew mentioned it at the top of this broadcast, entering off the win against Philadelphia Union 2 to run that unbeaten stretch to 9 consecutive matches. Second-year manager Federico Higuain, he said that between Prince 4-4, Jamil Donjaji, a handful of young players getting involved, creating a lot of danger and ultimately grabbing a goal. In Donjaji's case, he said that was really special. Also felt like their box defending was very strong in that match. He reflected back to the New England match in which they ended up playing to a 2-2 draw in regulation against New England Revolution. And he said before that contest, a couple of games back, we challenged this team, be strong in our box defending. Thought they responded well against New England, felt like that carried over against Philadelphia. Here is Columbus on the move, asking some questions now of CT United. Slipped back inside, we get a whistle. There's a point to the spot by Lauren Aldrich, and we will have an early penalty handed out. The advantage was initially played. They try to slip it back through to Kevin Bombley. He draws the whistle, and it will be a penalty awarded. Just the third time in 2026 Columbus have headed to the spot in regulation, and they will look to Johan Chirinos, the former Atlanta United Academy man, to put them up early on the road. 1 for 2 this year from the spot are the Capybaras. Chirinos squaring off with Gunther Rankenberg. Chirinos approaches, Rankenberg makes the save. The rebound coughed up, still free in front, and Rankenberg corrals it in. An amazing effort from CT United's 26-year-old netminder, not once but twice. A flurry of stops. Columbus now just 1 for 3 from the penalty marker in 2026. And Shavar Thomas and company, it was a hold your breath moment. You can now at least initially breathe a sigh of relief. Early on, less than 10 minutes in, this contest has lived up to its billing. We've already seen a shot on target for CT United. A long ball thumped forward, a penalty save made by Gunther Rankenberg for the Coy Wolves. Still scoreless though. CT United on the heels of that win against Red Bull New York 2. Their manager Shavar Thomas said this week, the guys are really understanding what we want to do against the ball. The cutback from Modis in front, driven clear by Rincon. A chance to break out now here for O'Neal Taylor. There's 4-4 probing around. I like his options. Capybaras will switch the point of the attack. They find 4-4 out wide on the left. Goes back inside. Now weaves out wide. It's Prince 4-4 in front, tapped in! What a start for Columbus on the road. Back-to-back matches with a goal for Jamil Donjaji. And the Crew are on the board 1-0. Donjaji will get the goal, but this is all set up by Prince 4-4. The 2025 GA Cup Best 11 selection, putting it on a platter for the rising star of the match week. Federico Higuain said this week that Donjaji, he's such a great young player, brings so much happiness to the pitch for Columbus Crew too. Has that hunger and desire to win that you want to see from a young player. He and Columbus, they've been hungry this season, they've been hungry early on, and now we get a whistle. And that hunger for Crew 2 rewarded early. Just the third time in the last 9 matches for the CT United side that they have gone down initially in the contest. It scored 6 times in the prior 8 fixtures. They scored the opener 6 times in the prior 8 fixtures. Van Hees trying to roll this one in behind. First to it was Rui Auki, and ultimately spills out of play. It will be a Stanislav Lapkus goal clearance. The Columbus Crew homegrown is the 20-year-old from Belarus, former MLS Next U17 keeper of the tournament. Also the youngest goalkeeper to ever start an MLS Next Pro Cup final back in 2023 when the Cappies ultimately fell to Austin FC 2. Counter quickly on here for CT United. Monas impeded there, a tug of the shirt, and that will draw a whistle from our center referee. Ushers over Prince 4-4 and gives him the warning. Play restarted by Van Hees as Stevenson will swing this around the horn. Cam Rath booms this ball ahead. Van Hees lost his own footing. And Columbus will have the throw in via the change of possession. Now more whistles will sound here. Lauren Aldrich will finally pull a card out of her pocket at the end of all of that. Shown in the vicinity of the 2026 MLS Next Cup U19 MVP, Emmanuel Ewing. That is the first card handed out by Lauren Aldrich on this evening here in Connecticut. While Columbus under the brunt of some pressure here from CT United. They will earn a throw out of it. It was in fact Ewing who was shown that yellow just moments ago. So the 16-year-old on an early card, less than 15 minutes into this contest. Well, it's been action-packed so far. An 11th minute goal from Jamil Donjaji. One of 3 Columbus Crew shots on target so far. Crew 2 electing to go direct now. In behind was Donjaji. Able to run it down. Hands it off over to Ewing. Ewing eschewing that interchange on the left side. And that is where Gunther Rankenberg will scoop things up. You see Federico Higuain there at the bottom of your screen for Columbus Crew 2. Second year as the manager of this Crew 2 side after spending a pair of seasons at Inter Miami. Rolled through, now knocking on the door is Connecticut, cleared away. Dylan Lacey, the reigning player of the week in MLS Next Pro. Thought about having that throw. Instead, it will be Andre Applewhite. Tossed ahead, trying to tuck it in. Wanted Barnabas Tanyi, and thumped clear by Columbus. Quickly laid off over to Dylan Lacey. 5 goal involvements in 2026. It's an awkward deflection off Chris Rogers. Now it's Tanyi in front. We get another whistle, and it will be a penalty. What looked like an easy clearance for Columbus. Rogers didn't know about it, ended up dragging Tanyi down. And immediately Lauren Aldrich running in and pointing to the penalty spot. Kevin Bombley, the captain today for Columbus, pleading the Crew's case to the center referee. She's hearing none of it, and now Alex Monis will walk up to face off with Lapkus. Monis, 21 goals in his MLS Next Pro career. The lion's share of those coming during his time with New England and Chicago Fire. Does have a goal to his credit in 2026 against this Columbus side. Monis scores, and we're level. Goal 7 on the season for Alex Monis, the captain coming through when they needed it. That's just no nonsense. Cool as you like for the former Chicago Fire homegrown, driving it past Lapkus. Monis had said earlier this year that after coming over following 2 seasons in New England, he has a responsibility as the captain to lead by example, lead this team the right way, and be ready for whatever comes. He was ready for that penalty, and now CT United pulling back even just about 7 minutes after going down initially. Shavar Thomas has said throughout the year, manager for Connecticut, that this Coy Wolves side, they have such a knack for finding a way, no matter the circumstances, as Rankenberg will let it roll out, finding a way to continue fighting, continue believing. Showcasing that there. Tanyi never giving up on the run, ended up drawing the penalty. Now Lacey dispossessed. Appeals for a foul go unheard. And now Columbus back the other way. Jaji will pick the pieces up.
By captain number 13, Alex Monis. His 7th of the season. That's 13. Monis is 7th. Your attention, please. The referee has issued a penalty. Columbus.
4-4. 6th appearance, 4th start of the year for Prince 4-4. The 2025 MLS Next All-Star. This year's MLS Next All-Star Contest coming up very soon. Festivities taking place in Charlotte, the host of this year's MLS All-Star Game. We'll hear more about that All-Star Contest during our halftime report, including highlighting goalie wars, something that Stanislav Lapkus in net today for Columbus Crew. He's very familiar with, took part in the 2024 Goalie Wars contest. It was ultimately claimed by Crown legacy keeper Chitaru Odunze. CT United Soccer is proudly supported by Yale, New Haven Health, powering medical breakthroughs with the greatest of care. Clipped along out wide by Robbie Mora, who returned to the lineup for the first time since May 30th, last match week. His pass, though, goes deflecting out, and Columbus quickly throwing it back in. Mora, despite missing some time, he does lead this team in defensive contributions per 90 minutes, averaging shy of 9. Had a chance to catch up with Robbie Mora earlier in the week. He said it was really good to get back. Took some time to get himself back in the game, little by little. Meanwhile, here's Bombley coming out of a crowd with it. With Zach Zenge exiting this club for the remainder of the year, him and Bombley, leading scorer with 9 goals, has 8 assists to go along with it. Lacey tries to turn this one forward. It will roll out of the reach of Barnabas Tanya, and that is where Lapkus will grab it. Going to whistle for a stoppage. If you're just now tuning in, Columbus grabbing the lead in the 11th minute. A short-lived lead. 8 minutes later, it's CT United from the penalty spot, leveling the contest. And that is where we stand as we inch closer and closer to the half-hour mark elapsed. 4-4 puts it up. Now here's Rincon. Rincon couldn't hang on to it. Rolled ahead by Lacey. Now Monas. A little bit of miscommunication between he and Barnabas Tanya. Something the CT United side haven't seen a lot of in terms of the connection between their front three. Monas, Tanya, Dipolito. It's been pretty much the same front three these last 6, 7, 8 weeks. And Shavar Thomas credits that consistency in the lineup with why CT United, especially on the offensive side, have been so productive. No one for Columbus on the receiving end. It's got the Rankenberg will distribute it back out. Glance along by Monas, and it falls at the feet of Prince 4-4. Agostoni able to disrupt that, though, and it's one back here by CT United. Lacey navigating. Able to find Applewaite, who wants the service. That's where CT United are at their best in 2026. When they get Andre Applewaite on that left-hand side, high into the attack, creating those numerical advantages over on that left-hand channel. It will be a corner here for CT United. Just once in 2026, Connecticut have scored off a corner. Monas will head to that far flag. Monas, high arching, hangs this toward the spot, headed around, still free, and a whistle. Johan Chirinos laboring there inside that penalty area. Keep an eye on the left side of your screen. 40 in black and yellow. Goes up for that header, lands awkwardly. You can tell he was in a world of pain, but is back to his feet. And Lopkis will roll this ahead to resume play off the stoppage. Columbus, after a season where they missed the MLS Next Pro playoffs last year for the first time in club history, finished 5-17-6. They have regained their place above that would-be playoff cut line. Just 1 point off the lead right now of Crown Legacy with 39 points. And as that ball goes out for a CT United throw, Federico Higuain, he said that they have a strong belief at this club, specifically the organization as a whole, that the hard work pays off sooner or later. It's a roster that, while there are some new faces, players like a Moses Nyman, who not available today, and players like a Johan Chirinos, who are in the starting lineup today, it's pretty much the same core of players from a season ago. The Kevin Bombleys, the Nico Rincones, Brent Adu-Giamfis, the Chris Rogers of the world. Higuain said that suffering, he feels like, paid off greatly for Columbus from a season ago. They've applied those lessons learned and here on the pitch, and they've had such a successful 2026. So off to the races is Dylan Lacey. Countering are the Coy Wolves. Lacey goes for goal and misses wide. Dylan Lacey and Connecticut United quickly tilting the field in their favor. Coming up with the takeaway on the other end, speeding ahead, and Lacey putting all of his muster behind that. For the combination centrally, not there. The energy, the intensity, all still very high in this contest, but after a real back and forth end-to-end opening 20 minutes, over the last 10, things have started to even out just a little bit. Van Hees, he'll recycle this back to Javar Stevenson, who connects safely with Gunther Rankenberg. Lofted along by Stevenson, Lopkis underneath it. And that will quell the danger provided by Connecticut United. Going back to this Columbus team, though. 10 wins, they've taken points, at least 1 point in 15 of their 19 fixtures. Already doubled their win output from a season ago. And if the playoffs were to start today, they would be in that position for a pick-your-opponent opportunity in the MLS Next Pro playoffs. As a reminder, the top 4 get an opportunity to pick your opponent. We come up on that half-hour mark played. Federico Higuain, he said that despite all the success they've had, they are not a finished product right now. He still feels like there's another level or an extra gear this team could reach. Called them a very young team, said we're still in progress, but feels like the mentality of this group has been so strong so far in 2026. And that is somewhat of a scary thought if you're the opposition. that faces Columbus, the idea that they haven't played to their full potential yet in the mind of their manager. Here's Barnabas Tanyi leading the charge on the counter. Over to Monas, who has one so far. Monas has it cleared away from him, and it will roll all the way out of play. Transition has been the best friend so far of CT United, almost burning Columbus again in transition. Well recovered though. Gingerly tossed in by Van Hees. Monas, the recipient of it. Jaji trying to go forward with it. CT United other ideas, and Van Hees ends up hacking that one out of play. Ball rolls out. We get a whistle for a stoppage from Lauren Aldrich, our center referee. And a hydration break in effect here in Connecticut. Pretty warm one across the country. Temperatures hovering around 80 degrees today. And both teams will get a chance to catch their breath, coalesce, talk tactics, and that gives us a chance to recap you on how we got to this point here in the 32nd minute. Already 2 goals we've seen. The first one coming in the 11th minute. Weaving in and out of the defense was Prince 4-4, connecting with Jamil Nanjaji. Jumping for joy is Nanjaji, but that joy short-lived for Columbus. Awkward clearance attempt from Rogers, dragging Tanyi down with him. That would draw a penalty, the second penalty that this contest has seen. Columbus couldn't convert on theirs. Alex Monas, he did not have those issues, converting in the 19th minute for his 7th goal of the year. And that is where we stand currently here in this 33rd minute of action. CT United, they have 4 shots, but it's Columbus with the majority of the shots on target so far in this match with 3. They've made a real concerted effort to get bodies in that penalty area. The visitors from Ohio have 9 touches in the penalty area so far. Contest a far cry in terms of the goal scoring output from the last time these teams faced off on June 8th in Columbus, Ohio. It was scoreless at the half at that point. Columbus then ripped off 2 goals in the final 15 minutes before CT United pegged one back in second half stoppage time. Hydration break over, both teams retaking the pitch, and this contest will get resumed momentarily. It's the only match in progress currently in MLS Next Pro's Match Week 21. In just about 20 minutes time, FC Cincinnati and New England Revolution will kick things off. With that, play is back underway. Speaking of New England, they have inched up the table, 4th position in the Eastern Conference standings. A double match week for Pablo Moreira's New England Revolution side just Wednesday night, taking down 10th place NYC FC, who were felled earlier today by Atlanta United. They got the Sunday slate kicked off early this afternoon at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta training ground, where they'll play the remainder of their 2026 fixtures. Arif Kovac grabbing a brace, 15 goals now in 2026 for the Golden Boot leader for the 17s. Meanwhile, here's CT United and their 17, Warren Agostoni, trying to thread it through. Short clearance away, work back down to Tanyi. Now on it is Chirinos, dispossessed by Monas. Auke trying to turn on that ball. It falls to Lacey. Back through. It's Applewhite. Saved by Lopkis. who lays into his back line. Several misclearance efforts from Columbus, and it's a corner for Connecticut. CT United just not giving up on it. And finally, they draw a shot on target. A fine save from Lopkis, who was hugging that far post. Second corner now of the evening for Connecticut. Monas in swinging, ball toward goal. The heads go up, and it glances wide. Experience the future of gaming with Find, the first free gaming platform built for your smart TV. No console downloads or subscriptions required. Launching soon on Samsung and LG smart TVs. Columbus trying to switch that ball to the near side. Unable to do so, and it will be a throw in here for CT United. Van Hees will have it. Nixon Van Hees as that ball headed out by Rui Auki. Spent some time in the Netherlands before coming over to this Connecticut side at the start of 2026. There was a whistle, though, from Lauren Aldrich, and a free kick doled out by our center referee to Columbus, who have resumed play, are in possession with it now. Nico Rincon retreating from the North Carolina FC Academy man. 12 career USL League One appearances under his belt out of the NCFC Academy. The North Carolina FC Academy, it had a real penchant for producing some good talent here domestically, and MLS Next Pro no stranger to that. Players like Finn Sundstrom now plying his craft after being transferred over at the start of the year to Philadelphia Union 2. Philadelphia Union 2 in 2026. They've had somewhat of a rough go of it, 11th place right now in the Eastern Conference table. On the move, here's Donjaji, the extra pass out wide. Options around, picking out that far corner, but whittling it wide of Rankenberg and goal was Emmanuel Ewing. Just that extra pass by Donjaji over to Ewing. Elected to take the extra touch. Didn't miss by much, but missed nonetheless. And speaking of Philadelphia Union 2, how about their former manager Ryan Richter, who's currently pulling the strings on an interim basis for Philadelphia Union after they dismissed Bradley Carnell in MLS. Ryan Richter and Philadelphia had just 7 points. Already 6 points taken in their last 2 matches. Picked up a thunderous win against their rivals Red Bull New York a few matches ago in Ryan Richter's first match in charge of Philadelphia Union. It's been a big last few weeks in MLS play for current and former MLS Next Pro faces. Players like Preston Klambeck come to mind. Inter Miami 2 scoring the match winner for Inter Miami in their fixture against Chicago Fire 2 matches ago, spoiling the Robert Lewandowski debut for Chicago and Greg Berhalter. Cross cut out, falls back over to DiPolito, blocked away. Ewing nearly muscled off that ball. Clearance is deflected off the boots of 4-4. Monas will pick it up. Van Hees takes a stab at it. Some initial confusion. Assistant referee signaled that it was a CT United throw. Columbus disagreed, as did Lauren Aldrich, and Columbus will throw it back in. It's not just Preston Planbeck, though, going back to MLS Next Pro's impact on MLS play. Stuart Hawkins getting his first start 2 matches ago for Seattle Sounders. Makai Joyner grabbing his first MLS start for St. Louis. There's Columbus. They find Nico Rincon stepping up, having a hit, and sailing that one high. Rincon thought he had a window of opportunity. It was quickly closed down by Agostoni. Ended up sailing that ball high as we come up closer on the halftime whistle between Columbus and Connecticut. Make sure to stick with us during that half. Plenty busy halftime report as they connect. CT United do with DiPolito over Monis, back through. Here's Tanyi on the end line. Now Monis. Back over. Agostoni's service blocked. It'll be the 3rd corner of the first half for Connecticut. Dylan Lacey has been CT United's set-piece specialist in 2026. He'll head back to the corner, this time from the near flag. Lacey floats this one in. There was a collision that draws a whistle from our center referee. At least the initial indication is that Connecticut will retake this corner. That is in fact the case. Second bite of the apple loading here for Dylan Lacey. Formerly of the Philadelphia Union and FC Dallas academies, is the 20-year-old from New York State. Lacey again. Drives this in, headed down, cleared away. Now Ewing able to shake free of a would-be challenge. On the ground, driven away by CT United and Alex Monis, who's had quite a first half on both sides of the ball. Columbus, they'll thump that one over. Now look at it again on that recent corner. That one was marked for that far post. Stepping in front, though, was Isaac Heffes, the 79th overall pick in the Super Draft. Otherwise, it would have been a 2-1 CT United lead. And he's the toss back in, knotted down. Awkward ball played back toward the keeper. Lopkis comes out. Didn't get a lot of it, but just enough to deflect it away. Agostoni, former Pittsburgh Riverhounds Academy product. Played into the path of Applewhite. Ended up giving it up. Donjaji now with it. Four cutting up on this left side. Rogers able to pick the pieces up for Columbus, and now back to work they go. Heffes, 63 career college appearances between New Hampshire and NC State. Now Bomley on the right. He'll float this across the face of goal. Falls out the other side to Ewing. 5 minutes of added time at the end of this first half, according to our 4th official. And now we get another whistle. CT United, they have scored the most recent goal, that coming all the way back in minute 19 from the penalty spot, thanks to Alex Monis. 22nd career MLS Next Pro goal for the Illinois native. And his second now in 3 matches against Columbus Crew 2. Stevenson lifts it ahead, wanted Van Hees forward, and instead finds the touchline for a Crew 2 throw in. Columbus, their recent form, getting them closer and closer to helping rewrite MLS Next Pro history. The longest unbeaten streak in league history came last year. St. Louis City 2 went 18 matches unbeaten before falling on the road to Portland Timbers 2, which is about 3 or 4 fixtures remaining in 2026. It did help them lock up the top spot in the Western Conference and the best record in MLS Next Pro last year. Tumbling down was Javar Stevenson, pleading for a whistle. He won't get one, and Emmanuel Ewing helping win a corner here for Columbus. Colorado Rapids, they have the second longest unbeaten stretch. 2023, they went 12 matches unbeaten. Houston Dynamo Dos Toronto FC 2 back in 2022 went 10 matches consecutive unbeaten. Ewing drives this back stick. All over it defensively was CT United, whose set-piece defense has been so strong this year. 4th fewest set-piece goals conceded in the league, and now players falling all around. More whistles from Lauren Aldrich. Good diagonal ball ahead, Donjaji. However, the offside flag is up. Camera thought about walking it forward. Columbus right now pressing in that 3-2 shape. A whistle will sound as 4-4 goes down. It's been a press this year for Columbus Crew. They don't have an exceptionally low passes per defensive action, which for those that may not be aware, that metric typically indicates the lower the number, the more ferocious the press is. But Columbus, they have been able to use that press to the tune of 11 counterattacking goals in 2026. In the words of their manager, Federico Higuain, we have a game model here at Columbus organizationally, and we don't stray from it. This Crew 2 side, they haven't strayed from the game plan all that often in 2026. More so than the initial press for Columbus, it's really about that repress. They want to deny that time and space. The moment they lose the ball, they're right back in your face as Van Hees will deflect that out off 4-4 for the throw-in for CT United. It is very stylistically similar to a German Gegenpress, that sort of rolling repress that you'll see at times. There is the whistle from our center referee for halftime, and we have reached the break in Connecticut, all deadlocked at 1 apiece. Coming up in our halftime show, we get you set for MLS All-Star Week, including the return of Goalie Wars, plus first half highlights, all when we return.
fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Welcome back to Connecticut. Next Pro alum and Red Bull New York man Julian Hall has been named to the MLS All-Star team next week in Charlotte. Let's look back at our visit with this rising star.
Julian Hall, remember the name.
It's that man again, Julian Hall.
Cross goal, it goes in.
Remedi, has he broken through here? Remedi across, Hall!
Swinging ball towards the back post, it goes! Open goal for Red Bull New York, Julian Zakrzewski Hall!
Born in Manhattan, New York, Julian Hall found the game the same way a lot of kids in this city do.
I first kind of started playing soccer when I was around 4 years old. I would play a lot wherever I could, if it was a field near my apartment or wherever I could, basically. And I just remember, falling in love with the game and wanting to play as much as I can. There's a main place I would play. It's pretty popular in Manhattan. It's called Pier 40, and a lot of people go there. That's where I played with Manhattan Kickers. It's kind of where I really started to realize I really wanted to play soccer seriously and maybe make it professionally.
That love for the game turned into an opportunity, a move into one of the top academies in the country.
Julian came into our system at U14. I think he played about 3 or 4 games with the U14s. I was a U15 coach at the time, so I was observing those games, and you could see straight away he was a special talent. So he quickly got moved up an age group to play with the U15s that season. Made an instant impact with the older age groups.
The level changed quickly, and so did the expectations.
I was very excited to come in and show my ability, and I was playing with my age and I was playing a year up, and the intensity was a different level, I would say, from what I've ever played at that point in my life. So yeah, no, it's an amazing experience.
Chimueno scored off the bench against Seattle, and Julian Hall with the breakthrough! The Golden Boot leader rises to the occasion, and we've got an electric finish here in the U15 final.
He's one of those players that can get you up off your feet. Like, he's direct, he can take players on, he can score goals from inside the box, outside the box in really different ways, and it would always amaze you how he would find goals in the game.
The next step brought a new set of challenges.
That was the biggest jump for me, going from academy to professional football. The intensity, the physicality, the football, it was all quicker than anything I had experienced before. And, I just thought I did a good job of staying level-headed and not being discouraged about little things.
Working to the midfield, now Gonzalez entering the box, across and a goal! Julian Hall puts the Red Bulls 2 on the board.
I was lucky to be coached by Ibrahim Sakaya, and Bradley Wright Phillips was there a lot of the time as well. They did a good job of helping me progress and helping me not get discouraged and keep going every single day and working hard. The coaching staff really mended me very well.
Like, he's always striving to try and get better at something within games and training. And then, why he adapts well, he's a natural goal scorer.
For Julian, it was about staying level and keeping the work the same.
When you go to a professional environment, if you're doing the most amount of work and you're clearly working harder than everyone else, it stands out to a lot of people, and that can be something that separates you from everyone else. If you're a hard worker, that could get you to a lot of places, and I think that's just something that established me when I first came into the first team.
That work and mentality has paid off with the fast start of the season.
We're really happy with the way that he's moving himself forward. He has taken the ideas and has really shown that he is picking things up. Obviously, there's the attacking part, his ability to find chances, his ability to take balls on the move, to dribble, to go by guys, run in the box. The part that goes with it is how much work he does for us against the wall, how much pressing, how much sprinting, how much chasing, how much work he does to really make the game difficult on the other team. And so we're really, really happy with the progress that he's made. We're going to continue to push him.
As he continues to grow, so does the chemistry with his teammates around him.
I've known Julian for a very long time now. I see the way he works in training. I'm getting to know him more and more, obviously, as we play together on and off the field. And then when I step onto the field, I know where he's going to be on the field, what his positioning is like, where he wants the ball, left foot, right foot. And we're kind of growing that connection, which has been going in a really good way, and hopefully, to grow that connection even more.
Mehmeti, has he broken through here? Mehmeti across, Hall! 2-0!
I think it's just the trust with the coaching staff. Coach Michael, he's done a great job with us during preseason and putting trust in me to start the first couple games. It's a lot of credit to him for putting his belief in me. Obviously, I have to go out there and perform to the best of my ability, and thankfully, I've got a couple goals so far. The goal is to keep progressing throughout the season.
Talent and work ethic have helped Julian's dreams come true faster than even he could have predicted.
I've always dreamt of becoming a professional soccer player, but I never really expected it to happen so fast, to be honest. Earlier that year, I was still just playing academy, and I was progressing well, but I never thought it would lead to signing a contract later that year. So it's kind of a lesson there just to be ready for anything, and anything can happen very, very quickly. You really just have to put your all into whatever you're doing, and things can happen. I think a big thing is just self-belief, because when I was playing in MLS Next, I was signing a contract later that season. I had no idea. I did not have a plan on signing that year. That was not in my plan at all. I think things like that can come from just you doing as much as you can, and things will just happen by itself, as long as you're working hard and giving 100% every single day, good things will happen. And, thankfully things came to me that year, and, you gotta be grateful, and you gotta use it as much as you can to your abilities.
Ortiz is onto a cutting, denied by Cruz. And an amazing save by Pedro Cruz. And Pedro Cruz with a third save.
A lot of pressure on the ball. And being hit, what a save!
Saved by Cruz. Pierce cross in front. Reflex save by Cruz.
Decent ball in. Great save again. My goodness. Worldly stop from Pedro Cruz.
Marker John for the equalizer. Stop. And saved by Mackey. McGrath stopped by Will Mackey.
Now sends one in. Oh, Mackey! How did he do it?
Sliding it across. Will Mackey standing on his head.
And he stopped.
It's another great save from Mackey.
Will Mackey says no.
Huntsville's Will Mackey and Houston's Pedro Cruz will be there. Will you? Goalie Wars, presented by Old Spice, returns as part of the MLS All-Star Skills Challenge, presented by AT&T on July 28th. And of course, we have to mention that multiple MLS Next Pro alums will be on hand to take the field in the 2026 MLS All-Star Game, presented by Chime on July 29th from Charlotte. We heard from Julian Hall just a few minutes ago, and that Goalie Wars contest is going to be so fun. Pedro Cruz and Will Mackey both tied for 6th most saves by any keeper in MLS Next Pro. As for our contest between Columbus and Connecticut, we're all square, 1-1 through 45 minutes of play. Plenty of action to come around MLS Next Pro as we look at our upcoming schedule. Things will resume on Friday. Atlanta United and Carolina Core will get things kicked off in a 3-pack of 7 p.m. Eastern Time contest where this Columbus Crew 2 side will head north of the border to take on Toronto FC. But Atlanta United 2 and manager Jose Silva, they've inched their way up into 6th courtesy of their win earlier today against the Pigeons 3-2 down in Georgia. And Arif Kovac increasing his stranglehold on the Golden Boot race. 15 goals in 2026 for Arif Kovac, giving chase to Sam Sarver, who grabbed 19 goals last regular season to set the single-season record for goals scored by a player in MLS Next Pro history. Well, speaking of goals, we had a couple of them in our first half. Let's get you brought up to speed with our halftime highlights. Connecticut United, Columbus Crew, third and final time in 2026. And the action started early on, just a few ticks of the clock, and Daniel DiPolito off the half volley. It's saved by Stanislav Lapkus. Then Columbus would come back the other way. Kevin Bombley, who's been on a heater with 17 goal involvement, sets up the penalty. Johan Chirino stopped once by Rankenberg. The double save from the 26-year-old to keep it scoreless at that point. But then minutes later, in the 11th minute, Prince 4-4, navigating through traffic, connecting with Jamil Donjaji, who jump-starts the Columbus attack 1-0 in the 11th minute. But that would be a short-lived lead. In the 18th minute, Barnabas Tanyi dragged down. Chris Rogers couldn't clear it away. And just a minute later from the penalty spot, Alex Monis drives it in to square the contest at 1 apiece. CT United in the 35th minute would have a chance to go up 2-1. A stop made by Stanislav Lapkus, and then toward the end of the opening half, Emmanuel Ewing looking to pick out that far corner, misses wide in transition. It's 1-1. We'll head back to break. On the other side, the opening kick of half number 2.
Yeah, boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still sticking ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud, don't worry about what next. Just know we got now, oh yes. Man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Both teams have taken the pitch from the halftime dressing room. Warren Aldrich has things ready to go, and we are set to resume the second half. And with that whistle, we are officially back underway for the final 45 minutes. 3 points hanging in the balance between Columbus and Connecticut. Columbus looking to run their unbeaten streak to 10 consecutive. CT United looking to make it 4 consecutive victories. They're already in the midst of their longest win streak in club history. The newest team in MLS Next Pro to join the fold. And they do have a chance to, with a handful of matches left, to potentially make some history. The record for wins by an independent team, and their inaugural season is 12, set by Carolina Core back in 2024 when they went 12-12-4. Ultimately missed the MLS Next Pro playoffs that season. Only 2 teams have qualified for the Next Pro playoffs as expansion sides in their first year. That is Crown Legacy and Austin FC, both in 2023. No independent team has done it in their inaugural campaign. Although last year, 2 independent teams did make the MLS Next Pro playoffs in Carolina Core and Chattanooga FC. Let's play back underway off the throw in. That aforementioned Chattanooga FC side, as Kevin Bombley, the captain for Columbus, will have the throw. They have really found their footing under interim manager Richard Dixon. 3rd in the Eastern Conference table. Columbus can feel them breathing down their necks. Just 2 points the boys in blue are away from equaling the point total that Columbus has set right now. Here's Bombley, long ball over the top. Given back up to O'Neal Taylor. Taylor had 1 of 3 Columbus goals in that April win, 3-1 from Capybaras. Rincon trying to change the point of the attack, and that will go sailing out of play. Good interchange to spring Connecticut free, but it's quickly canceled out by Columbus. No change for either team at the halftime marker. Back on it now are the Coy Wolves. Here's Monas ahead. Pass was behind the intended target. Now Lacey comes up with it, and he's ridden down. Nico Rincon appeals to Lauren Aldrich, and she's hearing none of it. A first half that saw 10 combined fouls committed, also 2 cards handed out. Look at it again as in the center of your screen, Dylan Lacey, 14 in purple and black, taken down. It sets Connecticut up with a free kick. Only 1 free kick goal scored in 2026 by the Coy Wolves. Lacey threads it ahead, out wide. Tanyi initially couldn't keep it in, and it did officially cross that boundary line. Trying the training ground routine over to Tanyi, looking to thread it ahead. And the offside flag had also come up. So it results in a free kick for Columbus Crew, who in that opening 45 minutes had 66% possession. They are the 9th best possession team, the visitors in black and yellow this evening in MLS Next Pro, averaging almost 55% possession. Here they are connecting with Kevin Bombley. Couldn't hang on to it and cleared away. There is a man down behind things for Columbus. Up ahead, here's Lacey. Player still down for Crew 2. We get a whistle for a stoppage as Lacey is toppled. It was Kevin Bombley who was down. He is back to his feet after Lauren Aldrich tends to him. And Lucas Camrath will put a right foot into this to resume play off that injury stoppage. Eight shots in that opening half, 3 on target for CT United. They'll thump this one in behind. Looking here for Applewhite, who fights off one. Now Applewhite, it's in! football to the rescue for CT United. After going down, they flipped the script, 2 unanswered, and the Coy Wolves lead. This just fantastic effort from Applewhite. Defender went to ground, Andre Applewhite having none of it, and sliding it past the keeper and in for the lead. Fourth goal involvement of the year for Andre Applewhite, his 3rd individual goal of the season. Shavar Thomas's message to the team this week: finish your chances against this deadly Columbus side. And Connecticut United, they are finishing those chances. 2 goals on 4 shots on target. Pretty efficient day at the office so far for the home side. Here's Rincon, sandwiched between 2, and we'll get a whistle. Rincon took some exception to the defending from CT United, and Lauren Aldrich taking some exception to Rincon's response to that. Nonetheless, no cards come out. Play is underway again. Bombley corrals it in. Has to peel it all the way back over. Trying to move quickly with it. They were looking for the combination back wide, and the pass not on point over toward O'Neal Taylor. 5 goals for MLS Next side OSS, last MLS Next Cup in 2025. Real proven commodity at that academy level, and it has translated to MLS Next Pro. The 16-year-old, a goal and an assist in 2026. He's back on it now, directing traffic for Columbus. 4-4 runs onto it. Rincon. Giving back up. Isaac Heffes now with it, cycles it around. Rogers. Up ahead through the half space. Knocked down was Emmanuel Ewing, wanted a whistle, won't get it. Meanwhile, Alex Monis pushed off the ball by Nico Rincon. And we do get a whistle. Donjaji taken down. Columbus will have a free kick. Mentioned O'Neal Taylor's contributions. 16 years old. And you see a lot of teenage talent on the pitch right now for Columbus, whether it's Prince 4-4, 17 years old, O'Neal Taylor, 16, Emmanuel Ewing, 16, Donjaji, 15 years old, and that 15 number is so crucial because MLS Next Pro, they are on pace to have the most U15 players to appear in a single season in league history. Right now, with 8. The record is 11 set last year. But it's the most at this point of the season that U15 players have featured in MLS Next Pro. We get another whistle from Lauren Aldrich for a stoppage. And now 2 changes will be made by Connecticut United. Sean Petrie will come on for his 5th appearance of the year. And it is a club debut for Justin Malou. who made 19 appearances for Columbus Crew 2 back in the inaugural season in MLS Next Pro. A double change first two of the night for Shavar Thomas. Fresh legs on for the Coy Wolves. Play is back underway on the Columbus free kick, but it's a real testament to what MLS Next Pro has been able to accomplish these last now 6 seasons in terms of youth development here in the United States, providing more outlets for young players as this flashed in front, put toward goal, and hammered over the bar and out by O'Neal Taylor. Good interchange over on that left side. Taylor just in front of goal, couldn't put it on the target. For Columbus, 6 shots, but only 3 of them have found their way on frame. On the move now, it's Lacey looking to roll it in behind toward Dippolito. Lopkis went sliding down to knock it out of play, but Stanislav Lopkis laboring. This is a good ball, well weighted by Dylan Lacey. It's been so crucial in that midfield this year for CT United. Helps set the Coy Wolves up with another corner, first of this second half, 4th of the night. And he will handle it from that far corner flag. Lacey rifles this in, the heads go up, still in the air before grabbed by Lopkis. Chirinos hands it off over to Rincon, and now here's Hefes. Bombley able to navigate through 3 defenders. Play back into the path of Chirinos, looking for the combination again. Donjaji, his ball goes popping back over into the path of Rogers. Left off top of the area, Donjaji works its way back out wide. Ewing negotiating, Rincon, Hefes left his pass short, and it's cleared out by Andre Applewhite. It'll be a Columbus throw. Applewhite grabbing the go-ahead goal earlier in this second half for Connecticut United in the 51st minute. Lacey speeding ahead with it, carving an opening now for the Coy Wolves. Has options around, goes wide, it's Dippolito, misses. And Lopkis will have a goal clearance. Transition was beneficial in the opening 45 for CT United, and that is a trend that has continued. They are quickly squaring up toward this back line of Columbus and just outrunning them at times, driving right through the heart of the defense. Here's Bombley, early ball ahead. Donjaji's pass cut out by Camrath, and that is where Rankenberg will pick it up. Jamil Donjaji, 15 years old, grabbing the opening goal in the 11th minute. Big last few weeks for the young 15-year-old players in MLS Next Pro. Donjaji grabbing his first career goal last week against Philadelphia Union, rising star of the match week in match week 20. Grabs a goal today. Benji Flowers in the Western Conference for North Texas FC Dallas, signing a homegrown deal, youngest player to do so in club history. Got his first professional start for North Texas yesterday. Donjaji there in the center of your frame, able to earn a whistle. This goes deflecting off the back of Barnabas Tanyi. Now early ball lumped ahead. Flag stays down, at least for the moment, and now it does come up. An idea for CT United, but DiPolito and company just couldn't hug that restraining line. We have crossed over the hour mark played here in Connecticut. CT United right now riding high. They've scored 2 unanswered. Columbus electing to go long on that ball. Turned away by CT United. Ewing trying to tightrope the touchline, instead dispossessed. Funneled back into the center of the park. Here's Dylan Lacey, acres of space to move. Steps past one. Lacey trying to play it into Applewhite, and instead sails that one out of play, and it will be a throw for Columbus. CT United Soccer is proudly supported by Yale New Haven Health, powering medical breakthroughs with the greatest of care. Bombley quick with the interchange, seeking O'Neal Taylor, and instead CT United over it again. Rankenberg will loft this one ahead, repossessed by Columbus. Taylor was in an offside position though, had to lay off of it. Columbus do have 3 shots on target, 6 overall shots, and 69% possession of the ball in this contest. But in terms of offensive options going forward since grabbing that opening goal in the 11th minute, they have been limited. Connecticut United, at times this season, have been very aggressive with their press, but they have backed off of it in some respects over the last 30 or so minutes. Opting to shift more at times into a mid-block. It's created a lot of congestion in that middle third of the pitch, but it's also allowed them to get in transition quickly, just like this off the turnover. Lacey runs it down on the left. Lacey wants a whistle that he won't receive. Up ahead now, O'Neal Taylor. Advantage is played. Errant pass from Chirinos right into the path of Barnabas Tanyi, who will get it back. Tanyi has it knocked away from him. DiPolito still. Petrie goes sliding down, keeps it on, over. It's Moniz, clipped toward goal, and Lopkis is there. Van Hees pinned along that far touchline will ultimately win a throw-in for CT United. I mentioned earlier in this second half, as the Coy Wolves will toss this back into play, I mentioned earlier in this second half that MLS Next Pro on pace to have the most U15 players debut in a single season. The tip of the captain, Braden Hines, for pointing that out over on Twitter. That statistic, because it's so great, as Van Hees will toss it back in. But that success of young player development is not just taking place at MLS Next Pro. It is gravitating up toward MLS, who are on pace to have the highest number of minutes by U18 and U21 players over the course of the season here in 2026. It's been a real youth movement across all levels of Major League Soccer here. Two more changes, this time for Columbus. Zach Lloyd and Jackson Bonos will come on. Lloyd, 9th appearance of the year. Bonos, 2nd of the season. Former Orlando Academy product, now with Columbus. Jamil Donjaji, his evening is done, and what a productive evening it was. Goals in back-to-back matches, but Columbus, that's their only goal they've been able to generate so far in this contest. Lumped up ahead, Heffis trying to run it down on the early ball, and will not do so as that will roll out of play. If you were with us during our halftime report, we talked about the upcoming Goalie Wars competition that will take place at next week's All-Star Contest in Charlotte. Will Mackey from Huntsville City, from the Nashville SC organization, squaring off with Pedro Cruz from Houston Dynamo Dos. Right now, Orlando City B and Huntsville. About 30 minutes deep into that contest. Mackey getting the start right now for Chris O'Neill and Huntsville City, who are trying to get their season back on track. It's been a tough year. They've been ravaged by injuries. More on that in a moment. Here is Columbus racing in. We get a whistle as it rolls out, and it will be a corner for Columbus Crew. Just the 3rd corner of the night for the Capybaras. A good run here for Prince 4-4, who he's been able to cause some danger over on that left side. Had the assist on the opening goal for Columbus. It'll be Chirinos from the far flag. In swinging, ball toward goal, punched away slightly by Rankenberg. Falls all the way through, and Columbus will have the throw. "70 minutes gone, 20 to go here in this contest. Columbus looking to peg one back and pull level. CT United, they've gone up in this second half, courtesy of Andre Applewhite. And now we get another whistle as Alex Monas toppled. Monas still slow to get back to his feet. This is what brought the contest to a halt. First it was Lacey tripped up, and then Monas also taken down. And Alex Monas has yet to get back to his feet for CT United. Trainers will finally come on to assess the status of Alex Monis. They've been grabbing at that left leg, and that is exactly what this training staff for the Coy Wolves are taking a look at. Alex Monis, one of 2 goal scorers tonight for Connecticut, leveled the contest in the 19th minute from the penalty spot, en route to his 22nd career goal. That gives him 11 goal involvements in 2026. Coy Wolves will elect to make another change during this break in play. Kalapaisho will come on. Also, Alex Monis will officially be subbed off, unable to carry on. And instead, CT United will bring on Ibrahim Kasule, the all-time leading goal scorer in Red Bull New York club history with 30 career goals before being loaned out in January to this club. Monis is back on his feet, walking off under his own power, flanked by trainers, and his night is done. It was just a few matches ago that Kalapaisho, one of those 2 changes in that double change for Shavar Thomas, came on in the second half, helped grab a winning goal to extend the impressive turn of form for CT United these last few weeks. And play is back underway. Up ahead, it's Lacey now. Lacey, official wags the finger and says no foul given. A chance here for Columbus to transition into the attack. Floated forward by Columbus, but no one on the receiving end of it. Hacked away by the Coy Wolves, glanced back down. Paisho jumps in front, and now Paisho leading the way. The Brazilian searching for offensive support, finding it in Petrie. Paisho able to turn away from pressure. Floats it back in front, headed down and away. Now driven further clear by Columbus. Put along by the Coy Wolves. That will find the foot of Columbus crew and Jackson Bonos. Home fixture for CT United. They're in the midst of 8 consecutive played at home. Started the season with 4 straight road contests before playing their first home contest of the year. They've had quite a number of successful outings here at Reese Stadium. Headed out of play, it'll be a throw. And now Lauren Aldrich will send both teams to their respective technical areas for a hydration break. Just 1 loss at home for CT United so far during this recent stretch. 2 more home matches to go in this run of 8 consecutive at Reese Stadium. Goals have been the theme of the day so far in Connecticut. Got started early in the 11th minute. Prince 4-4. What an assist. Finding the foot of Jamil Donjaji, driving it past Gunther Rankenberg, and that surged Columbus ahead. CT United, though, you knew the way they've been scoring these last few weeks. They would not stay silent for long, and that proved to be true. Barnabas Tanyi, typically he's done it by getting on the score sheet. That time he wins a penalty, and Alex Monis does get on the score sheet, evening things in the 19th minute. They would go the rest of the first half level at 1 apiece. It wasn't until the 51st minute, off a direct ball in behind, Andre Applewhite fights off the would-be challenge from Rui Alki, soundly beating Stanislav Lapkus low for his second goal of the year. And as it stands right now, the would-be winner for CT United. Off the hydration break, play has resumed as Columbus still pressing for that equalizer here inside these final 15 minutes of this contest. It is a Columbus side that short-handed. No Tristan Brown, who was called up to the U.S. U19s for the 2026 CONCACAF U20 Championships down in Mexico. The U.S. opened Group A play with a 3-0 win against Haiti earlier today. Brown was on the bench, was an unused substitute. The U.S. getting 2 penalty goals in that contest in order to open Group A play on the front foot. But he's away on international duty. No Chase Adams. No Owen Prestis. No Luke Pruder in net as well. We mentioned it earlier at the top of our broadcast. Prestis and Adams, 2 of 3 players who've seen minutes this year for Columbus Crew 2, on the bench for yesterday's Hell is Real match against FC Cincinnati. Up ahead, here's Paisho now. Has support to his left, and Lacey back inside. Lacey puts it in front, flub clearance, and Lapkus will just lunge on top of it. Very nearly dashing Columbus's chances at a comeback. Lapkus bailing them out again. Booming ball forward by Heffes on the turn. It falls to 4-4, plays it in front to Bombley, and it's cleared out by Cameron. Columbus will pack bodies in the 18 for their 3rd corner of the night. Connecticut United almost grabbing a 3rd goal here on the other end. Really, Alki, just an awkward clearance attempt. And then back the other way, Columbus able to generate a corner. It'll be Chirinos again. Floats this in toward goal, headed around but wide. Tracked down by the former Vermont Catamount. Rincon now gives it back up to Alki. Retreating now is Columbus. Dylan Lacey applying the pressure there on Zach Lloyd. Bonos gave it up. Looking to lead the way into Bombley was O'Neal Taylor. Pass was behind him though. And CT United will have a throw in. Looking at the Eastern Conference table coming into this match, Chicago Fire right now occupying what would be the final playoff spot. 30 points in 8th place. Is 2 shy of defending champions Red Bull New York 2, who have fallen on some hard times recently. Dominic Bollert's side have. They're right now in 7th position. CT United, they're just 2 points coming into today out of a playoff position. Dennis Hamlet, sporting director, Shavar Thomas, manager of CT United. They both said the same thing throughout the course of this season in every conversation I've had with them. They set out, the goal was to be one of the last teams standing in 2026, a chance to be that should they qualify for the playoffs. The offside flag coming up. That'll end the opportunity for Columbus as changes will be made by Crew 2. Giorgio DeLibera, the central midfielder, will come on for his 5th appearance of the year. And Jorge Salmarón, who has starred for the Mexico U16 youth national team, 4 international caps, will also come on for his 3rd appearance in MLS Next Pro play. Play is back underway off the Rankenberg goal clearance. Coy Wolves will have a throw-in over on that far touchline. And Hees will float it back in on the throw-in. Consecutive throws now for CT United. Experience the future of gaming with Find, the first free gaming platform built for your smart TV. No console downloads or subscriptions required. Launching soon on Samsung and LG smart TVs. Wolves fans getting back into the contest, making their presence known here at Reese Stadium. One thing that Dennis Hamlet, sporting director for CT United, he had said earlier this week is it will be a throw that goes to Columbus. They have really tried hard at this club to tap into some of the excitement that the World Cup here in the United States earlier this summer was able to generate. It's also helped that they have strung together a number of positive results as this thumped ahead. Bombley trying to run onto it, and instead Camrath will. Back over to Rankenberg for the clearance under duress. But the World Cup coupled with the successful results these last few weeks, it's generated a lot of interest and attention here in the state of Connecticut. And starting to see as each match week goes by, more and more bodies in the stands, more fans getting invested into what Connecticut United are trying to do. It's something that Columbus can relate to as well, as the successful results have poured in, whether they play at historic Crew Stadium or Scott Miracle Grove Field where the first team plays at. As those successful results roll in over the last few weeks, you start to see more and more bodies, more and more of a vocal fan presence in Columbus as Dylan Lacey goes down. Lauren Aldrich pointing to her watch and telling Dylan Lacey to get up. Lofted back ahead on the restart, and that is possessed by Stanislav Lapkus. Heffes fell to the turf, was still able to hack away at it. Ultimately winning a throw in here for Columbus Crew. Five minutes plus stoppage time to go here in this fixture. Lacey able to knock that out of play, disrupt things for Columbus as Bonos will quickly toss it back in. Over on the other side, rolling out, CT United appealing for a whistle. Zach Lloyd had collided with the CT United defender. No such whistle comes in. Now rolled ahead over to Bombley. Knocked away and springing free is Barnabas Tanyi. 8 goals in his last 9 appearances. Tanyi Over on the left, wants to step inside. Jackson Bonos with other ideas, able to knock Tanyi off that ball. And Columbus Crew will take over via the throw-in. DeLibera goes out wide with it over to Rogers, who tracks back to pick it up. Bonos. Pressure applied by Ibrahim Kasule. Losing ground is Columbus. Funnel back wide. Heffis quickly exchanges it forward. Bombley not there. Now Rankenberg. Dangerous situation for Gunther Rankenberg. Able to finally get that ball away at the last minute. Still Columbus in possession, though. It's been the story so far in this match. 70-30 is the possession split right now in favor of the visitors from Ohio. Heffis drives it in behind. Again, Lucas Camrath is there for CT United. Applewhite got his back toward Chirinos, who pops that one out of play, and it will be a throw for Connecticut United. Inching closer to securing win number 4 on the spin. Here's Kasule. Ball on a string. Wants to play it early over to Barnabas Tanyi. 88th minute now. Forward and over, headed away. Now glanced along. Agostoni got onto it. Heffis now. DeLibera. Heffis surveys, knocks it over. Bonos flashed in front, a header away, and an extra clearance from Andre Applewhite. Rolled back down the far channel over to Nico Rincon. Rincon going to the end line. Still Nico Rincon muscled off that ball, but runs out of room. A goal kick awarded, and CT United will make their final change of the evening. Barnabas Tanyi will come off, and Laurie Goddard will come on. All 5 changes now used by Shavar Thomas and company. Seeking win number 9 on the year. Goddard coming on, the former Hofstra man, looking to help anchor that 9th win. In this current run of form, CT United, they've taken down FC Cincinnati. They've taken down Carolina Core. They had the thrilling match against Toronto FC that they won it late. Followed that up with a late winner, even later than the winner against Toronto, with a win against Red Bull New York, the defending champions. But you look at some of their recent results, and should this one hold, as the 4th official indicates 6 minutes of stoppage time, this one, should it hold, would uncategorically be the most impressive of the recent victories, recent performances for CT United. Columbus, they've been so strong these last 9 matches, unbeaten in 9. They go up in the 11th minute. The fight, the grit that's been shown so far by CT United, especially in the face of so much pressure applied by Columbus, to not just even things up mere minutes after going down, but to find a way to go in front. Turned out wide now by Columbus. Still knocking on that door. Rolled ahead, top of the area. Salmarone had it for a moment, and now it is cleared. A short clearance. Rolled back in behind. Rincon on it, puts it in front. Camrath able to knock it clear of goal. Van Hees glanced along now. A foot race that Goddard won't win. We get a whistle, and it will be a foul against Columbus. Van Hees floats it back ahead. Again, Van Hees looking for Laurie Goddard. Chirino's able to keep it in, but it falls at the feet of CT United. Agostoni really stuck in there, able to lump it along over to Lacey. Repossessed, though, by Columbus. Nearly 3 minutes of the 6 allotted for stoppage time have elapsed. Still time for Columbus to find an equalizer. Driven ahead. Salmarone out wide into the path of Rogers. Including today, 78 career MLS Next Pro appearances for 55 in black and yellow. Again, CT United. It's been bend but don't break defensively so far in this contest. They clear it away again. Something that Shavar Thomas talked about earlier this week, that over these last few weeks, they're really understanding what they want to do defensively off the ball more. An opportunity here for Rincon. His pass left short. Van Hees will sprawl on it. Now takes a deflection. That is where Laurie Goddard will pick things up for CT United. Pushing it forward. Kasule, the interchange. Lacey racing ahead. Lloyd over to Rogers. 90 seconds away from the full-time whistle in Connecticut. Rolled up ahead early, looking for an offensive option in behind, and Gunther Rankenberg will come off his line and clear that one away. Rankenberg hasn't had to do much in this second half. No shots faced here in half number 2. CT United defensively, they've kept Columbus without a shot on target. Into the final minute of stoppage time here. Peeled back over. Rogers will stand this cross up, headed away by Camrath. A foot race. Kasule won't win it. Bonos goes back forward. Salmarone flashed back post. Bombley will run it down on the other side. Rogers turns. Rincon back in front. Cleared away again by CT United. Lopkis near the halfway line. He'll loft this one back down over to Rogers, who leaves it. Heffes, we have crossed over the 96th minute. And now CT United off to the races. It's Paisho. They have the numbers if they can move quickly. Paisho going back wide with it, cleared again by Columbus, and there it is, the full-time whistle in Connecticut. The win streak reaches 4, and CT United are in a playoff position near the end of July. A come-from-behind effort for the Coy Wolves to pick up win number 9. All thanks to the efforts of tonight's Man of the Match presented by Adidas. The man who won it in the 51st minute, Andre Applewhite, his 3rd goal of the season. Off the long ball ahead, winning it for CT United. An impressive effort for the Coy Wolves, an impressive goal for Applewhite. And they are riding high here in the Constitution State. A 4th consecutive win for Shavar Thomas and CT United. They topple Columbus. 2-1 is our final score. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Jake Griffith. Don't forget you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Good night from Connecticut.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.